What's up, everyone? We're going to take a look at the Jaguars, talk about the season they had in 2017, look at my roster compared to EA's ratings. Um, and again, this roster is a project right now. I'm hoping to finish it this week. This is the midway point here as we get through Jacksonville. If you want to use this roster, it's not complete, but you can find it if you search Project 2017, and my gamer tag is Chubby Dubs. But I do recommend you stick to that 2017 real roster until I can finish this. So on to the Jags. I have them 26th in my power rankings heading into next season. They had some pretty high expectations going into this year that they did not live up to, mainly because of Blake Bortles, but they did have some good things happen, some bad things. So let's take a look at the roster here. We'll see Blake Bortles. He goes down just a little bit. You'll notice I did actually increase his mobility as a passer, but that accuracy going down. It sounds like he is going to be back in 2017, probably his last season in Jacksonville, if I had to guess, unless he can take a serious turnaround. But he's running out of excuses. They have good receivers that we'll look at in a minute, and the offensive line was a little better. So Blake Bortles is really going to have to step it up next season. The running backs, pretty much about the same. They go down just a tiny bit, but I I'm kind of a fan of TJ Yeldon. He's got some good shiftiness. I'm not sure he has the consistency between the tackles to be the main guy. And Chris Ivory just so explosive, but really a one-trick pony, full speed ahead and not much else. And then as we look at the receivers, not a ton of movement. Allen Hurns goes down. He's a fine receiver, but I think 81 was a little too high. Fantasy football tends to get people to like guys more than they might perform on the field. He's got good stats, but doesn't really do anything too special at the position. Marquise Lee had a good year, top end prospect out of USC. I'd look for him to develop next season. And a huge fan of Allen Robinson, but did have kind of a disappointing season. The tight end didn't really touch these guys. And then the offensive line, again, it was okay. Still could be improved, but by far better than 2016 and far from the worst offensive line in football. Onto the defense, this group looked good at times. They struggled to begin with, but they kind of came into their own under the new, Gus Bradley scheme, which is, Gus Bradley's on his way out, but I would think that they're going to try and maintain that 4-3 setup. Dante Fowler, basically a rookie, and Yannick Ngakoue, however you say his last name. Both these guys didn't necessarily blow up, but they were solid as pass rushers. They'll continue to develop. They're young and very athletic. Ngakoue, I would expect to be the starter next year, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone else beat him out. The D-line, Malik Jackson, somewhat of a disappointment, but still solid guy up in the middle. Most of these guys went down. I thought some of these guys were rated a little too high. And then we'll look at the linebackers here. Miles Jack kind of started to play towards the end of the season. A highly anticipated rookie with injury concerns, but he stayed healthy and really got some good solid playing time. So I think he's going to have a nice career in Jacksonville. Posluszny, solid. Telvin Smith, both those guys great players. And then Jalen Ramsey, definitely the highlight of the season for the Jags. This guy's a total stud. I moved him up just a little bit. I think he was a 83 or an 84. But Jalen Ramsey, man, he's great in coverage. He's even better stepping up, knocking guys down, making good tackles. And I think Jalen Ramsey is going to be one of the top 5 corners in this league before long, maybe even by the end of next season, especially if the Jags can get a pass rush going. Amukamara definitely goes down. I think he's a free agent again. I don't think he's going to get paid much. Devon House, really the second corner in Jacksonville. And then these safeties, Gibson I moved up. I like what he brings, kind of that veteran presence. He had a Pro Bowl year in Cleveland a few years ago, comes over to Jacksonville. Just kind of steady, very solid safety. And then Jonathan Cyprien, very prototypical strong safety, good, nice player. I moved him down. I think he was like an 85. I think that was just a little high for him, but he's definitely a good player. So that's going to conclude Jacksonville. Next up, we got the Jets. Thanks for watching, guys, and give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and definitely comment and let me know what you think of my ratings changes, because this is a community roster, and I'm always trying to make it as good as I can. So we'll see you for the next video, and peace out, guys.